Welcome to the Hasty-Bake unboxing and review. Hey guys, ArnieTex here. Today we're here at South Texas Outdoor Kitchen. We were unboxing, assembling, and demonstrating the new Hasty-Bake that I just got. What brought us to this today was that I've been cooking on a Hasty-Bake for about almost 3 years now. I generally cooked on it at home, and I had competitions almost every weekend. And I just was so happy with it. Recently I bought a second one, another legacy, exactly like the first one, but I kind of had always dreamed about a stainless steel one, and then the stars aligned and the moon was full and things fell in place and I was able to get a third one. And so that's what we're doing here today, unboxing it, demonstrating its characteristics, its cooking capabilities, and how versatile. More than anything, it's the versatility of the Hasty-Bake that I absolutely love. So now I compete in Texas here at cook-offs, basically with 2 Hasty-Bakes, and thanks to God we've got a couple of grand champions already doing that. So guys, I'm here to share with you mainly that you can cook great backyard barbecue with a Hasty-Bake Legacy. You can even compete in competitions and run with the best of the best if you wanted to. Hey, here's a pretty cool item that came with my Hasty-Bake. It's called Strike-A-Fire. Light it here, stick it in the charcoal, and let it run. I lit them like that because I don't always do everything by the book. That's just me. Lost my match. Here we go. All right, here we go, guys. Maiden voyage for the Hasty-Bake. You want to put a little bit of vegetable oil, canola oil, so your meat won't stick onto these nickel-plated grates. Here we go. Little good old South Texas style fajitas. Nice big slab. These grates are nickel-plated soft steel. I like the nickel plating because it doesn't allow the metal to give any rust off. So every time you clean it, you got a perfectly clean piece of metal. I'm going to adjust my fire and push the coals that way. And we're doing that to demonstrate both direct and indirect cooking as well. Indirect cooking for this side, and we're cooking direct on the other side. We're right above the fire. We have our fajitas and our sausage there. That's one of the cool things about the Hasty-Bake, that I can have my fire indirect, and so I can cook direct and indirect at the same time. All right, now we're gonna add some chicken thighs, some boneless chicken thighs. These were already pre-seasoned at the market when we bought them. I like to put these with the skin side down, give that skin a little bit of a char, a little bit of a crisp. So right now we have fajitas going on direct right over the coals. They haven't been on there 5 minutes. Look at that beautiful color. Sausage is gonna be done here pretty quick too. We have some boneless chicken thighs and then 2 chicken halves. These are indirect. As you can see, the fire is directly over this meat over here. If you look straight down, it's all to one side. You see we're running right around 350. We're actually running dual zone cooking today. That's another cool thing about the Hasty-Bake. When you have your fire indirect, we have the fajitas directly over the coals. We have all the chicken indirectly, so we have dual zones. We have a hot zone and a not so hot zone. One of the cool things that I really like about the Hasty-Bake inlet system, it has 5 holes. They're engineered to create perfect heat. So you see, these are the exit vents, the draft vents. It's called a dual draft system, and it has 5 holes also, but one of them is for the grease drain. And so depending on how open you have these will determine how much heat you're going to actually run through the cooker. This part's perfect. Look at that. Perfectly cooked. Perfectly cooked. Look at that. Right on the money. Where the grease is dripping, so the grease drain system is doing its job. And what you really want is to get rid of some of that grease. So the grease drain system is working good. Grates on the Hasty-Bake are manufactured at a slight V. So the grease drips down to the center, drips onto the drainage system, and out of the barbecue pit. Now that I got my hot stuff cooked, my hot and fast, I've got my chicken indirect. I'm just gonna lower the grate down, about as low as it goes, and just let it on cruise control. You'll see that heat come down here shortly. It'll probably cruise on down to about 325 or 300, maybe even lower than that. We're ready to slice some fajitas, little South Texas tradition. These ought to be really good. Hasty makes it tasty. There you go. You see, guys, I lowered the grate down, closed off the vent a little bit, so now we're cruising at about 320, 315, more or less. Look at that pretty color on these chickens. Look at that nice golden color. These are being cooked indirect. I'm gonna give them a real quick little sear. Look at the golden color on these chicken halves too. These are absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Look at this pretty, beautiful golden color on these chickens. They were done in 45 minutes flat on the Hasty-Bake we were cooking indirect. That's a result of a lot of the heat and the convection that goes on inside the Hasty-Bake. That heat moves around, so it covers all sides of the meat. It helps to cook a little bit quicker, and it also puts a beautiful color on the barbecue as well. Today we unboxed the Hasty-Bake Legacy. I think the hardest part of the whole process was getting it out of the box and also pulling all that plastic stuff off of the stainless steel tables. And the actual assembly process was pretty simple, pretty straightforward. 4 screws for the handle, used to pick it up and move it around. 2 screws for the door handle. 1 screw for the little grease cup thing. It took us, I want to say, maybe a total of 15 minutes. It definitely did not take more than 15 minutes to assemble the whole thing after we got it out of the box. Another thing I'd like to talk about today is the functionality of the Hasty-Bake Legacy grills. It's really an awesome little cooker because you can cook direct, as I did the demonstrated with the fajitas today. You can cook indirect, as we did with our chicken. You can smoke and you can bake. Now, if you're gonna smoke, you just keep all your fire to one side, like an indirect fire, put a couple of chunks of wood, and I've cooked many briskets on mine. It also bakes like an oven. It comes with a tray, a cover that sits over the fire, over your coals, and what that does, it prevents any direct fire to your meat, so nothing's dripping on the fire grease-wise or anything. Because the fire is covered up with that little tray cover, it makes the whole cooker exactly the same temperature. The slide-out tray for the coals, you know, for your fire basket, is just so easy to slide in and out. That makes it a lot easier to clean as well. Instead of having to bend down deep inside, I usually pull the bottom tray out, and then I pull the ash tray out, and I will usually pull the grate off completely and just dump all the ashes onto the ash pan, which is usually lined with foil. I roll it up into a ball, and if it's already a dead fire the next day, well, then I just throw it in the trash can. And another thing that's really cool, it's just so easy to move around. It comes with that nice long handle. You can grab it with both hands. As you see, I can use that handle to hang my tongs. I really like that feature. I also use spritz bottles. I hang them on that handle as well when I'm cooking outside. But it's just so light and easy to move around. Comes with some nice rubber wheels. And it's just, if the wind's blowing the wrong way or if it changes direction on you, all you gotta do, you can use one hand and kind of rotate it around to get your draft coming into the pit, whatever way you want. So it's really, really portable, really easy to use. That crank is just really amazing. You can raise your fire, you can lower your fire. It just makes it so much more versatile. That really, really helps you adjust to what you're cooking, whether it's direct or indirect. You can get the fire up close to your barbecue or get it further away depending on how much heat you have or what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to cook low and slow, keep it down low. If you're trying to cook hot and fast like a steak or something like that, then you can cook hot and fast as well. Not to mention that beautiful stainless steel finish, incredibly pretty, makes it look sexy. That lid's easy to open, very easy to open and close the lid, even for a little short 5'4" guy like myself. So it's just so easy to use. The table that comes with it on the front, that's a removable table. If you're gonna store your Hasty-Bake and move it through a doorway to your shed or something, you can remove that table, stick it inside the Hasty-Bake, opening the door, put it inside, and store it that way. I take it off when I go down the road. I load it onto my toy hauler. I stick it inside the Hasty-Bake, strap it down with one strap all the way across to the 2 hooks, and just so easy to load, so easy to unload because it doesn't weigh a ton, but yet it's tough enough to cook and cook and cook. My first Hasty-Bake, I've been abusing it. Basically, I am a competition cook in addition to a backyard cook, and I've been abusing that thing for about 3 years now, and it's still cooking. I still use it. So these are very, very durable, very, very easy to cook on, very versatile. That's another thing that I absolutely love, is just the whole versatility. I've actually cooked at a cook-off on 1 Hasty-Bake, 1 brisket, 2 chicken halves, and 2 racks of ribs. And we did really well at that cook-off. We actually won it, 1 Hasty-Bake. Also, the really neat thing about the inlet and the exhaust vents on the Hasty-Bake, they're only 5 little holes, and they're only 5 little holes. So no matter how much charcoal you have in there, it's only going to allow so much air in there. So you will always have a perfect fire, depending on how adjusted you make it, but it's always going to be a perfect fire. Never too hot. If you got enough coals, it's always going to be hot enough. So it's an awesome, awesome system. Very well engineered, very well designed. Really makes cooking easy on the Hasty-Bake. I do have one complaint about the Hasty-Bake, and it's only one. If it was just bigger. It's just such an awesome cooker. And I cook a lot, sometimes for family and friends. If I could have a bigger Hasty-Bake, or you listen to Hasty-Bake, something maybe about 1.5 the size of that one, that would be the ultimate for me. But that's the only thing that I would say that I would improve or suggest is a little bit bigger Hasty-Bake. But it's not a make or break deal. I mean, I can cook on 2 just as well, or 3 now. So, I mean, it's still an awesome cooker. But other than that, I really couldn't find any fault with the Hasty-Bake Legacy that we unboxed and cooked on today. It's just such a versatile grill. It's easy to move, easy to cook on, super well engineered and well designed for a perfect fire. Probably the most versatile cooker out on the market, in my opinion, today, if you're looking for a charcoal grill. What we did today, we unboxed it, we assembled it, we actually cooked some meat on it. We did all of that in about a 4-hour span. So I'd like to encourage you, if you're looking for a charcoal type grill, it can grill, it can smoke, it can bake, it can cook direct and indirect. If you really like to barbecue and you don't want to break the bank, a Hasty-Bake Legacy is the way to go. All right guys, that pretty much wraps it up for us today. We unboxed and we cooked on our new Hasty-Bake. And we hope that you liked our video. Thank you very much for following us. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, share it with your friends. And if you really want to have a really badass charcoal grill, get you a Hasty-Bake. Hasty makes everything tasty. This is ArnieTex, and that wraps it up for us today. Remember to keep the smoke light and make it work.